Well, we are getting started with this Big Boy Teaching League game. Very excited about that. Getting the word out on the different platforms here. And we will be started with this game in just a few moments as the players get ready. Alrighty, gonna move into the first game here. And we have got Jinteki versus Wizard. Very excited for this. Really interested to see how the Wizard ID is going to interact with Jinteki, which could have a low number of trash cost. Excuse me, not a lot of stuff to trash is what I'm thinking. Looks like Shoogbear keeps their hand. Our runner keeps their hand. No, CrushU, our runner. So Shoogbear, Corp, keeps, and CrushU mulligans. Players getting off to some GLHF. So we do have the opportunity to see both players' hands, give us a little bit of insight on how this match might turn out. Ice goes down on HQ. Gotta expect another ice and then the sweeps week. Or maybe the sweeps week into the IPO. We'll see. Nope, 2 ice and sweeps it's gonna be. DNA tracker here on R&D. Over to Wizard. Leads with Inject for a medium. Katie Jones, Liberated, and a daily cast. Gotta expect that getting down both the daily cast and maybe the Katie are gonna be the best options. There we go. Got some tunes. Yep, and it is daily cast and install Katie and put some money on Katie. Shoogbear, Jinteki, Personal Evolution gets their turn off, draws, plays IPO, goes up to 14 credits. And over on the runner side, gain 2 credits, install Earthrise, and use Katie. Jinteki has drawn into a Fetal and clicks to draw, goes up to 7 cards, likely to play the Hedge Fund and a second card. Some real good scoring opportunities from Jinteki with the Hokusai, the Bin, and the Fetal. It looks like the Fetal goes down, and instead of playing the hedge fund, ices with just a pup. Back to the runner. Earthrise brings in some cards. Daily Cast brings in 2 money. Looks like we picked up a Leauge and a Dirty Laundry. Wizard thinking about their turn. Several important cards in hand, 2 breakers and the clone chip. Not cards that you want to lose to Jinteki. Looks like the clone chip goes down. Wouldn't be surprised if we took money from Katie and then dropped at least 1 breaker. More money goes down on Katie and clicks for a few credits. Back to Shoogbear, Jinteki, Personal Evolution. Draws into a Brain Trust. Goes for the hedge fund. Gets up to a pretty impressive 17 credits. And then Ben goes down into server 1 to protect the Fetal. Not much pressure coming out of either player. Both players opting instead to get a stable early start to this game. Early aggression against Personal Evolution can be punished. Losing any critical cards at the beginning of the game has the potential to really stall the runner's game plan. Looks like CrushU goes for a Corroder. Plays the Dirty Laundry on Archives, wants to pick up a few credits. Possibly to get down the Yogg. Looks like more money goes down on Katie, up to 12 credits on Katie Jones. Back to Jinteki. Gotta wonder when Shoogbear is going to go for the score on the Fetal in server 1. Very well protected for the most part, with what I believe is a Komainu on the outside and a pup on the inside, and then a Bin Musashi in the remote with the Fetal. Shoogbear taking their time, thinking about where they want to go with their turn. More ice goes down into server 1, and there's the advancements. If I'm not mistaken, that server is Komainu Pup. These big boy decks are pretty spicy, but got an incredible amount of pressure out of Anarch. How is CrushU gonna take it? Holding 9 credits, which is a moderate amount. The daily casts, the Sure Gambles and the Liberated accounts, giving them a lot of opportunity to get back up. Opts instead to drop a Earthrise for more card draw, the Bagat, and to put a little bit more money on Katie. Up to 15 credits on Katie. Back over to Shoogbear. You gotta think that they're gonna go for regular old score of the fetal to get some points. They've got the opportunity to hit some good cards. Instead goes for ice on HQ and on R&D. Shoogbear was able to get to a strong money lead of about 18 with the IPO, the sweeps week, and the hedge fund. Installing this ice has brought them back down, but they're well set up for the later parts of the game. Won't have to worry about that. They'll have quite a bit of ice laid out for the future. Earthrise doing what it does best, drawing into draw. CrushU opts to get some new cards in hand, finds a David. Not sure how relevant the David's going to be in this matchup. Jinteki doesn't have a lot of high strength ice. CrushU goes for Katie, gets 15 credits, up to 18 now. What are they going to do with their money? I'm guessing probably a Liberated. Pretty heavy upfront costs on those things. Probably Liberated daily seems pretty good. Fighting Walloon, that's true. David is good against DNA Tracker for one go through. Goes for the Leauge and the Daily Cast. Drops the David in the bin. Gonna have access to it through the clone chip. See if that becomes relevant. Alright, back over to Shoogbear. Draws the third agenda of the game, looks like. With a fetal in the remote. You gotta think that Shoogbear was hoping to wipe out CrushU's hand with the Jinteki ability and with the fetal and the Bin Musashi and some of this ice. CrushU just picked up the Mimic. Once that comes down, the whole team will be here. Yep, there's the Mimic. And goes for a run. First run of the game into HQ. Shoogbear thinking of whether or not to res this ice. I believe... I'm not actually sure what this ice is anymore. Some good targets in the grip, in the runner's grip, for a potential PE snipe. Would love to hit that medium. I'm gonna suspect... Oh, there it is. There's an Eli. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, Fighting Walloon. Thanks for getting all this organized for people. And we will catch you later. Alright, CrushU goes to break with Corroder. and continues to run. No further actions from Shoogbear. Accesses a Brain Trust, loses a Parasite. That's gotta feel good for Shoogbear. Loses something from HQ, loses a card from the top of R&D due to Bagat. For the rest of CrushU's turn, you gotta think it's gonna be at least use Katie once. Both players sitting on 2 points and about 5 credits. Although Wizards got so much more economy in terms of Katie Jones on the board, daily cast with 6, Earthrise. CrushU goes for another run on R&D this time. Will Shoogbear res? Shoogbear thinking about this ice, whether to res it or not. No res for Shoogbear, no res on the second ice as well, and CrushU is into R&D. Accesses the Celebrity Gift just to have Shoogbear draw it. Shoogbear draws into the Celebrity Gift, clicks to draw, gets a House of Knives. That's actually got to feel pretty good. Managed to get a agenda into HQ without the runner seeing it. Shoogbear might be thinking about whether or not to use the Celebrity Gift to go from 3 to 8. Rather than waiting for an extra card. Nope, goes for clicking for credits. Likely planning on hitting the Celebrity Gift next turn. CrushU draws into a second Corroder and a Street Peddler. These liberated accounts have not done much. Street Peddler goes down. CrushU comes in to R&D again this time. Gotta wonder what's down on this Street Peddler. Might have a might have a medium on there. Also has a medium in the bin. No res from Shoogbear, likely saving for the Celebrity Gift. No res on both ice. Street Peddler goes off to get a Data Sucker, gets a token because of the successful run on the central R&D. Hits a Snare. Loses both the Liberades and a medium. Pretty good damage from Shoogbear. Hitting the Liberated, I think, is going to be one of the critical turning points in this game. CrushU's going to have to rely on the Katie Jones for money, at least for the foreseeable future. Let's see. It's got to be 2 more Sure Gambles and 1 more Liberated. Katie does have a lot of money, an indefinite amount, but it will run out, or rather, the tempo of getting up and then going back down again over and over again will give Shoogbear some scoring opportunity, potentially. After eating the snare, Shoogbear goes in for... Excuse me, after eating the snare, CrushU comes in, server 1. Gotta think that there's something trashable down here. Okay. Shoogbear thinking about whether or not they're going to run. Excuse me, whether or not they're going to res. Looks like no res on this outermost ice. And no res on the innermost ice. The third ice, no res. CrushU's going to access what I believe is a bin Musashi. Yeah, there it is. And Wizard's going to kill it for the 3 fake credits, and that's it. Alright, Shoogbear's got a real opportunity to get something done with the Celebrity Gift. There we go, Celebrity Gift. You gotta think it's gonna be Celebrity Gift into an install in server 1. 3 options, the House of Knives, the Brain Trust, and the Hokusai. What's it gonna be? And it's the House of Knives. I gotta admit, I love this play. We'll see how it works out. But this is the kind of plays that I am into Netrunner for. Celebrity Gift, show your opponent your hand, slap something down, and a real spicy one House of Knives is. Puts a lot of pressure on the runner. Only sitting at CrushU's only sitting at 7 credits. We'll see if they go for it. And 2 cards. Only 7 credits and 2 cards. CrushU goes for clicking to draw. Pulls a Grimoire. Potentially a very relevant card in this matchup because of the interaction between Grimoire and Komainu and Parasite. That's what I'm thinking. Or even a Parasite on a Street Peddler. CrushU goes to draw again. It's an Ice Carver, another card that's got a lot of potential to be very relevant, lowering the strength of a lot of ice to 0 is very good, and helps even further in bringing down the strength of DNA Tracker into Leauge range. CrushU's still got 2 clicks to try to make a run at this server. Opts to drop the Grimoire and uses Katie. Passes up on the opportunity to go for the agenda. Ooh. These teaching decks are real saucy. I love Kaguya. One of the things I like about this card in particular is that as a barrier, it has the potential to keep the runner out early because of the in the run subroutine, and it has the opportunity to keep the runner out in the late game when they've run out of cards. I think that's a very elegant piece of design. So Shoogbear's got the House of Knives. You gotta think they're gonna go for the score. There they go. They're up to 3 points and have got 3 net damage counters. Ultimately, this card is going to deal 4 net damage to CrushU. CrushU loses a daily cast, which I tend to think is pretty relevant. In a generic setting, hitting economy with net damage is kind of the best thing you can do. CrushU is down to 17 cards in their stack. They do have almost everything set up with the Katie Jones, the Grimoire, all 3 breakers, Data Sucker, Clone Chip. This Bagot's real handy. CrushU going to draw cards. 2 clicks left. You gotta think it's Katie. Put money on Katie. Install the Earthrise to save future clicks. Nope, goes for run on each Q. Uses a Data Sucker to lower the strength of Eli. Breaks for 3 credits. Will Shoogbear use E tokens? Shoogbear sitting on 7 credits. Not quite enough to res a DNA tracker, although I don't think there is a DNA tracker here on HQ. Nope, no res. And looks like Shoogbear opts not to use the House of Knives token. Bagot hits a card off the top of R&D, now 2 face down cards in R&D, and Wizard hits the Hokusai in HQ for 1 real credit, and then stores money on Katie for the last click. Shoogbear draws into a Celebrity Gift, gets Celebrity Gift, Celebrity up to 14 credits. CrushU running our archives, gonna check out these 2 face down cards. What could they be? Shoogbear opts not to use the House of Knives. Nothing in these face downs, although they did hit a Jackson. It's pretty powerful. CrushU now going into R&D. Shoogbear's got quite a bit of credits. Let's see if they res. This is the DNA tracker. I think the Leauge is going to break this for free. Yes? No. It's going to be with the David. Not quite enough credit. Excuse me. Not quite enough Data Sucker tokens to match the impressive Strength 6 on the DNA tracker. CrushU is into R&D. Accesses an unseen card. CrushU's got 1 click left. And gonna go into HQ this time. Uses sucker tokens on Eli. Gonna break for 2 credits. Even a single data sucker has the power to really make the centrals very porous. No res on this inner R&D ice, and CrushU hits a Brain Trust, goes up to 4 points, loses a Corroder. Shoogbear draws and Celebrity Gifts. Pretty good move in my book. Never bad to make money. Also, it's got an IPO. CrushU drawing some cards up. And stores some money on Katie again. Shoogbear draws into a hedge fund. Yeah, I like this draw, and then play hedge fund IPO. Go up to like 20-something credits. And sends ops to install a Jackson Howard in server 1. Ooh. CrushU starting off their turn, both players neck and neck. CrushU drawing. Wonder what they're looking for. In server 1 is a Jackson Howard. CrushU goes to drop a clone chip. Very likely to be a very relevant card. Powerful cards like Parasite and Medium in the bin. CrushU going down into server 1 now. Let's see if Shoogbear reses some of this ice. No res on the first ice. I believe this server is Komayinu Pup. So here we have a res on a Komayinu. You gotta think that this is gonna get hit with a Parasite. That's what I'd be expecting. Alternatively, CrushU could break it for 4 credits. Yeah, gonna go ahead and think about that there. Res is the pup 2. So CrushU goes for breaking with the Mimic. I wonder what they're saving there. What they're saving their clone chip for. Possibly the Medium. And CrushU jacks out and uses their last click to store Katie Jones. Shoogbear goes to draw a single card rather than resing the Jackson. Uses Jackson to get back on Jackson Howard, a snare, and a Bin Musashi. Good choices. And drops a Global Food Initiative into server 1. Back to CrushU. CrushU with no credits and only 4 cards in hand. 13 cards in the stack. Real potential for a lot of damage to come out. Just in terms of the House of Knives, Komainu, and what I believe is another Komainu. CrushU just gains 3 credits and stores Katie. Back to Shoogbear. This is going to be a critical play here. Opts to draw a card, hits an EMP, has 2 clicks left, a handful of ice, and a sweeps week. Goes for the sweeps week rather than advancing the global food. And installs an ice on archives. Back to CrushU with 3 credits. And how is CrushU going to move on from here? CrushU getting some credits and more money on Katie. Back to Shoogbear. Hits a Jackson Howard. Gotta wonder when they're going to go for the score on the global food in server 1. Both players have the opportunity to get up to 6 agenda points here. Shoogbear thinking about their turn. Goes for advancement on server 1. I like it. Now, will they advance a 3rd time? Yes, they go for it. Ooh, spicy. Advanced more than they needed to and dropped a card because of it. I gotta say, I think that this is a good way to go about this. No way you can really convince CrushU that they can't get in. Better to scare them. Back to CrushU here. 6 credits, but 12 on Katie. CrushU grabs some money, installs a new data sucker, and goes for server 1. CrushU wants to click for draw here. Must be worried about a fetal. Shoogbear graciously letting CrushU take back the click and instead click to draw and then click to run on server 1. Alright, Shoogbear opts not to res. CrushU goes to break with the Mimic. Still wants to save the clone chip. Pays through the pup. Gets the global food, goes up to 6 points, and loses a street peddler due to damage. Shoogbear draws into a fetal. Ooh, now they draw into a Bin Musashi. That's a pretty powerful card for them. Opts to install a Kaiguya on the top of this server. And drops a Bin Musashi into server 1. Gotta think they're trying to set up a score with the fetal here. Alright, back to CrushU on 6 points. Where are they going to find their last agenda points? CrushU going to draw, draws into an inject. CrushU thinking, gotta expect that their main priority here is to play it safe, be careful. Don't want to blow their lead. Goes for HQ. Uses a data sucker to lower the strength of Eli by 1. Ends up breaking for 3 credits. Shoogbear gonna res this ice. Or use the House of Knives. Shoogbear declines to do both. Begot trashes a card, and CrushU sees the Neural. CrushU gonna gain a credit and use Katie to put some money. Ooh, Shoogbear just drew into Philotic. Wow. Do they go for the Philotic or the Fetal? It's a tough question. They end up installing something, I'm not sure. I missed that. And just gonna gain 2 credits. I think this is a Hokusai grid. I think this is Bin Musashi and Hokusai grid. Alright, back to CrushU. How are they going to take it? We've got 4 clicks, 9 credits. It's enough to get in somewhere. The 2 data suckers really make mincemeat out of the DNA tracker on R&D. CrushU taking their time to think about things. Alright, CrushU goes for it on server 1. Shoogbear with 15 credits. Reses a Kaguya. Uses the clone chip to parasite the Kaguya. Seems smart. Avoids the net damage from passing Kaguya. Shoogbear declines to res the outermost ice, the new outermost ice. CrushU at the Komainu. Gonna pay 4 credits. And 2 more at the Mimic. Down to 1 credit plus 3 on Wizard. And I've got to imagine Shoogbear is going to res. Oh, it's a Jackson Howard. Okay. Wonder what they'll shuffle back. Probably money. Probably hedge fund. Maybe a face down. Access to the Bin Musashi, gonna zap it with the wizard credits. And CrushU ends up just putting a little bit more money on Katie. Back to Shoogbear here. 3 agendas in hand. All of them are kind of hard to get out of hand. How is Shoogbear gonna play this? Ultimately, there was a very successful bait with the Jackson Howard on the Bin Musashi, but losing the Bin Musashi means it's going to be that much harder to score. Shoogbear taking their time, thinking about their options and how they're going to get the last 4 points. And almost as importantly, keep those points away from CrushU. Shoogbear is still taking their time, thinking about which agendas might be worth scoring, whether or not ice needs to go down to protect this agenda. Goes for another Kaguya down on server 1. Has sunk an incredible amount of money into this server in install costs alone. 1 for the Komayinu 2 for this, that's a 3 total, and then a total of, looks like a total of 9 credits because they had to install the 4th piece of ice twice. A total of 9 credits just to build this server. Draws into a Bin Musashi, that's gotta feel awesome. Drops the Bin Musashi into server 1. Shoogbear is really loving running CrushU through the ringer of this server. Will it be worth it to hold on to the bin or to keep it down? If it can stay safe for one turn, Shoogbear's got a real chance of scoring either the Philotic, which could win the game outright, or another House of Knives, which with a total of 5 tokens would put a lot of pressure on CrushU, make CrushU have to stay on their toes, play safe, and not get blown out by anything unexpected. As I'm just kind of watching this game, observing it, one of my observations is that something like Corporate Troubleshooter could do a fair bit of work in a deck like this. Blast up an ice like DNA Tracker or Komayinu through the roof, flatlining the runner. Alright, CrushU taking the time to think. Are they going to try to make any runs this turn? CrushU gains a credit, makes a run on HQ. This could be the game. Opting to break Eli for 3 credits. And Shoogbear reses a second Eli. Will CrushU click through this Eli? Couple options here. Could click through the Eli, or alternatively could lower down with the Data Suckers, spend a credit, and then click to break one of the subroutines. See what CrushBear does, or CrushU does. Tense moment here. Shoogbear in the hot seat. Only has a 2/3 chance of getting away with this if CrushU decides to continue the run. Ooh, CrushU or Shoogbear. Shoogbear doing a little of edging CrushU into HQ. Trying to play some reverse psychology. Ooh, and CrushU jacks out a Bammo. Real Yomi on Shoogbear there. Love it. Oh, baby. Shoogbear draws into a Biotic Labor. Not enough credits to score the thing. Drops the Philotic into server 1, gains 2 credits. Oof. Oof, what's gonna happen? Back to CrushU. They can go up to 11 credits on their turn with the Katie Jones, but anything is possible here. Alright, CrushU, sitting at 4 clicks on 6 points, has really made a point of playing cautiously and not getting blown out of this game. And CrushU draws, uses Katie, has 2 clicks left. And goes for server 1. Is Shoogbear gonna even resiny ice in the hopes that CrushU gets spooked? What's it gonna be? Shoogbear is still thinking about their options. Shoogbear doing some math. Oh, goes and reses the Kaiguya. Gotta imagine CrushU's going to, break with Corroder, continue taking that damage, loses an Earthrise. Not the best feeling in the world. No res on this second piece of ice. CrushU breaks with the Mimic, paying 4 credits. I believe this is going to be GG. Shoogbear reses Ben. But CrushU can still take the damage and not even die when the EE fires. We are going to go into the second game, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be going into the second game here. Alright, yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, what a game.